Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2021 general readings. We're looking at the first half of December from the 1st to the 15th, and this reading is for the water sign of Cancer. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to be here and watch this video. Thanks to my subscribers, followers, community for all that you do, like, share, subscribes, comments, donations. Thank you so much. So this reading is for the water sign of Cancer for the first 2 weeks of December. That is, if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian. Of course, it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. It's a general reading. But if you find that, well, and watch all of your additional signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus for, extra or additional insight or perspective. And if you find that it does resonate with you enough that you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading, you can click on the description link below, click on that little arrow, which will show you my contact details, email address, which is maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and we are entering the holiday season, and personal readings do make great gifts for people. And particularly popular this time of year are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which is a big spread that takes a look at 6 or 12 months ahead and what's coming in your life in all the main areas. And a lot of people like to order those around the end of the year as we're approaching the end of the year for the next year. So that's something else to consider as well. I'd be delighted to hear from you and delighted to work with you. Okay, let's move right into this Cancer and see what's in store for you for the first 2 weeks of December 2021. I hope everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're looking forward to Christmas and New Year's. Okay, Cancer. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. We begin with Faith, which in other decks is known as the Hierophant, with the Four of Swords. My Need a Nap card, I always call this a card of taking a temporary withdrawal or retreat from something, feeling tired, maybe needing to take better physical care of yourself, taking a break. It's like Spirit here is saying quite literally, Cancer, to take a step back and just trust for a while. So it could be for some of you that you've been going through something difficult or something challenging, and it can be quite difficult to try and have faith when you can't see the path ahead of you. Next, we have the Eight of Cups, leaving, turning around, walking away from something perhaps was unsatisfying or unfulfilling or not good for you. The Eight of Cups comes with the Hanging Man, which is right next to the Four of Swords, similar. The Hanging Man is not taking action, not pursuing, not taking action. Hanging, often portrayed in an upside down position, which can be uncomfortable, which implies a certain amount of temporary self-sacrifice, especially if you want to do something, if you want to charge forward and do something or make a decision or get involved in something in some way. The Hanging Man doesn't do that because something is still playing out. He may not have all the information, so he's waiting and watching, maybe gathering a new insight and perspective while you're watching, but not taking action just yet. It's a pretty short transitional energy. So I think some of you may be thinking about leaving something, a person, place, situation, or a combination of those things, but not quite yet. Next, we have the Hermit. Interesting, this Hermit was in the same placement as Leo, I believe. The Hermit, a contemplative card. It can represent walking a solitary path, but this is a positive card, and it's a voluntary card too. And if it's not like walking a solitary path for those of you that have partners or family, this is like taking a step back to be a little quieter, not going out as much. What do hermits do? Hermits, monks, monastics, what do? They remove themselves or try and take a step back from the normal distractions and minutiae of our day-to-day life. Why do they do that? They do that in order to contemplate, to seek wisdom and insight, and guidance, perhaps find a solution to a situation, and allowing the wisdom of their life experience and intuition from God, Spirit, angels, and guides to guide them. Very spiritual card. It's a quiet card. Got a lot of that here. Four of Swords, Hanging Man, the Hermit, a quiet time. The Hermit comes with the Two of Cups. Partnership, kindred spirits, soulmate, best friend, sometimes in a romantic sense as well. It doesn't necessarily have to represent love or romance. It can represent a best friend or a best friend and lover, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. But it can also represent a union. The Two of Cups fundamentally represents the union of two things in a way that's more than just obvious. It's a meeting of the mind, heart, soul, spirit. It can also represent the merging of two companies that really benefits everybody involved. It's a really great union. Maybe some of you are thinking about a relationship, maybe contemplating leaving that relationship, or trying to figure out a way through some difficulty in a relationship, although you're not quite sure yet. From the bottom of the deck, representing the overall focus and energy for the first 2 weeks of December, is the Nine of Coins, independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. Somebody who's worked really hard to get to where they're at and are enjoying the fruits of their labors. It can also represent financial and material independence, not really needing to rely on anybody else. Let me pull one more for that. The Nine of Cups, 2 nines. The Nine of Cups is abundance. This is like financial, material, physical abundance, having everything that you want. Let's clarify. Let's clarify that Nine of Coins, Nine of Cups. I feel like there's kind of two focuses here. The primary focus may be financial and material, physical abundance and stability and independence, really. But there's also like a connection, a relationship connection here as well. It may be that you're contemplating, and it also looks like you're contemplating leaving something. For some of you, it might be a job work situation, which may have been abundant for you or decent for you, but maybe there's something about it that isn't good for you, which is very similar to Leo's reading. Maybe some of you are on the July cusp of Cancer and Leo. But there's also a relationship involved here, so maybe that affects your relationship or affects the life or nature of your relationship. For some of you, it may be that, and there's a sense of feeling tired here, like you've been dealing with something or trying not to deal with something, or maybe feeling pulled in two directions for quite some time, and you just need to take a break from it. Some of you, it might be focused just on the relationship, that you're considering leaving the relationship because you just want to be independent and not have to rely on somebody else or have somebody else rely on you. Maybe this relationship has been unevenly balanced in terms of giving and receiving. So let's clarify that 9 and 10 of Cups. Sorry, that 9 of Coins, 9 of Cups. Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior card. So tens represent cycle ending, cycle coming full circle, the end of cycles here. So the card after this would be the 10 of Wands, the coming to an end of a heavy burden. But here in the preceding card, the 9 of Wands, this person has been through so much already, and they're feeling tired, discouraged, depressed. Maybe something else has cropped up and they're like, I just want this to be over. I don't know how to get through this, or if I should. The 5 of Cups, regret over decisions, regret over what's lost, disappointment. The 7 of Wands, but defensive, protecting, guarding, something. It's like you're tired of struggling with something. Something has been a burden or a weight to you, whether it's a work, job, money situation, abundance situation, or whether it's a relationship situation. For some of you, the two may be intertwined in some way. But yet, and there's been disappointment in things, maybe something new has cropped up, and you're like, God, it's always one more thing I have to deal with. But yet, there's this sense of still wanting to defend it or hold on to it because you've put so much into it. You've invested so much into it already. Let's clarify faith. Faith with that Four of Swords. Faith in other decks is known as the Hierophant, which can be conventional, institutional, religious energy. It can be about literally having faith here in Cyril Marchetti's Tarot of Dreams. It was, I think he wanted to get away from the institutional energy and speak of faith itself. Judgment. Judgment usually shows up. It's a major arcana card, so it's a pretty important crossroads energy. It's about being at a crossroads. It's a call to action. One of the archangels is blowing their horn. Are you going to answer or not? Now, judgment usually shows up when someone is at a crossroads and there's a decision that needs to be made. And the outcome of that decision will be probably long-lasting, if not permanent and final. You know, meaning if you decide to change the way you've been doing things or make a decision in a new or different direction, it's going to change your path. If you decide to stay with whatever it is that you're already at, things will probably remain that way for a long, long time. So it's about considering carefully. It can sometimes represent the second chance card, a second chance energy, meaning there's a situation that's cropped up here. You have an opportunity to make a different decision, to do things in a different way. If you do, that's going to fundamentally change your life path. If you don't, you'll probably be stuck in this for a long, long time. So it's a call to action, whether or not you choose to answer that call or not. The Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands. Oh my goodness, the Knight of Swords. Wow. Knights represent offers and opportunities coming in, opportunities for change. The Knight of Cups could be love, emotional opportunities. The Knight of Wands, action, assertion, creativity, career. The Knight of Swords is information, conversations. I feel quite strongly, and again, this reading is starting to feel quite similar to Leo's, but there's a similar energy to a lot of signs when we start transitioning towards the end of a year. Spirit often wants us to, close things out that need to be closed out so that we can start the new year with as little burden or baggage as possible. So I feel quite strongly here that Spirit is going to be bringing you, in a situation you've been dealing with for some time, opportunities to move forward in a different direction than where you have been. Again, whether you take them or not is up to you, free will. Let's clarify that Four of Swords. That Four of Swords, you've got the Four of Swords, the Hermit, the Hanging Man. It feels like the first 2 weeks of December are pretty quiet. These are like withdrawing, resting, trying to take care of yourself, thinking about things. It feels like there's some new opportunities that are going to be presented to you that are coming your way, and you're considering them. But I feel like they will require you to walk away from something, person, place, situation. Clarify. That just jumped right out. The Eight of Wands, conversation coming in, powerful conversation messages, action, activity, forward movement, travel. And the Star, renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism. Yeah, it's like you're taking time to consider moving in a different direction that's been offered to you, or that will be offered to you. I think you could have done it before too, but now there's a real, it's kind of like Spirit going, okay, take some time to think about this, but this is a pretty important decision to make. I feel like Spirit wants you to move forward away from something. Again, what that something is going to vary because this is a general reading. Some of you, I feel like there's a tie between, that the thing is something to do with maybe work, material, career life, and relationship, like they're entwined somehow. Some of you, it just might be one or the other, but definitely Spirit is bringing opportunities for change that will bring forward movement, restore, renew hope, faith, and optimism, but it requires faith, meaning that it's moving into the unknown, leaving the familiar, leaving something maybe that you're attached to or that you've been attached to, and moving forward into the unknown, which is always kind of nerve-wracking. Clarify the Eight of Cups, the walking away, leaving something behind. The Hanging Man, again. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Hanging Man originally, and I'm clarifying just the Eight of Cups, and we have the Hanging Man again, yeah. Not taking action just yet. Thinking about leaving or walking away, but you're still waiting. You're still watching something playing out. The Fool and the Ace of Wands. The Fool is the very first major arcana card in the tarot. He has the 0 on his card because this is where the tarot journey, a really important chapter or a set of chapters in your life, is beginning. Taking a risk, stepping out into the unknown, which is very much faith-based as well. Doing something different. The Ace of Wands, the beginning of a new path, a new opportunity. Yeah, new path or paths, opportunities are in front of you, but you're not acting on them just yet. Because moving into something new requires that we walk away from something. And that can often be difficult, especially if it's about or includes relationship energy. Clarify the Hanging Man. The Four of Swords, which is already down here too. That's why I used 2 different decks. The Hanging Man and the Four of Swords. Thinking, watching, not taking action yet. Maybe just feeling kind of tired. Strength and the Eight of Swords. Facing your fears, doubts, insecurities, your shadow self, the part that you've had to play in all of this. The Eight of Swords, feeling bound, helpless, restricted, like you can't change a situation, but the only thing that's holding you back really are the swords, which is governed by the element of air, which governs our intellectual landscape. So this is somebody who feels like they can't, I can't leave this job because it pays too well, and if I move into something new, it won't give me the same kind of money or freedom, right? I can't leave this relationship because, fill in the blank. All these ideas and perspectives, right? But you really can. It's not to say that change doesn't come at a cost. So this is like taking a step back. There's new opportunities. You're afraid. You feel bound to something in one hand, but perhaps you know intuitively that you need to move into something new, but you're afraid to for a variety of different reasons. So it feels like you're taking a step back, maybe gathering your strength a bit. Clarify the Hermit. And I think there might be some doubt. Should I do this? Is this the right path for me? Is this going to work out for me? The Moon, yeah, lack of clarity, hidden fears, deep fears, perhaps unrealistic fears, but still that spiritual pull. And this is clarifying the Hermit. So yeah, this is taking a step back, trying to find the answers, trying to find the way, trying to see if what your intuition says, your connection to spirit. The Four of Wands, happy home, marriage, celebrations. Let's clarify that Two of Cups. There's definitely a relationship involved here too. It may be if the primary energy or focus is around changing job, work, career path, that may have a profound effect on a relationship for some of you. So that's an additional worry or concern or anxiety. For some of you, it might just be all about relationship, right? But you're still not sure. Should I leave? Should I walk away? Is this going to affect the relationship in a way that it's going to break up? Am I doing the right thing? If there's issues in the relationship, it may be contemplating, can this work out? Can it move forward and be healthy? Temperance clarifies the Two of Cups, which is balance, staying grounded, staying in the middle, staying with what you know, not allowing your emotions to spontaneously or impulsively carry you into something that you might later regret. It's a card of balance and harmony. The Seven of Pentacles, reflection, taking inventory, taking stock, looking at what you have invested in something and asking yourself, should I just take what I can and go? Should I try and make this a better harvest? Should I do something different? And this is about a relationship here. Again, some of you, it might involve the earth energy area of your life, money, finance, work, property, job, all of that, and a relationship, like one greatly affects the other. For some of you, it might be just about relationship. But the energy is still the same fundamentally either way for the first 2 weeks of December. There is opportunities to do something different, to move into something new, but you're not sure if you should, because there's a relationship that's an influencing factor here as well. Unless the relationship is the central thing, but you're still not sure. So let's end with some advice and guidance for Cancer. The Three of Cups, with a little help from my friend. Kindred spirits, the people that you know, the people that get you, that understand you, positive connections in your social community. The Three of Wands, positivity, feeling more optimistic and hopeful about the future. I think this came up in advice with Leos too. You've done some of the footwork. You're starting to actually feel better about the future, seeing things pay off. Three of Cups and Three of Wands. And you can't do it alone. These two cards are all about, you know, again, with a little help from my friends, I can start to have a more positive and optimistic view of the future. They can help me kind of lay the groundwork for something new. The Ten of Swords, a very difficult cycle coming to an end. Maybe part of that cycle was somebody not being there for you, betraying you or exploiting you, or just, you know, not being there when you needed them. Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, both of these were with Leo's reading as well. Pages represent student apprentices. They're in the process of learning, right? It can represent being at the start of a new path. There's new opportunities here. Might be job and career, but again, there's this relationship energy connected too, so it'll be interesting to see what the feedback is from some of you. Learning, maybe a new job offer, maybe that's what some of these opportunities are about. But it feels very clear that Spirit is encouraging you to move into new opportunities and trust that that's the path that you're going to be on. I also feel like Spirit's going to be working through other people, as they often do, but it's people that you know to help you through this. Wow, great reading. All right, Cancer, that is your reading for the first 2 weeks of December. I hope you enjoyed it, found it helpful, found it useful in some way. Again, if this resonated with you enough, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and even more delighted to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the December mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe, take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.